Carmelo Anthony is undeniably one of the greatest offensive players of all time. He currently ranks 17th on the all-time scoring list. If he plays a few more years in the league, he has a good chance to finish in the top 10. Despite Melo's greatness, it was looking like Melo's career was done last year. After getting waived by the Rockets just 10 games into the season, no team picked up Melo for the rest of the season, and no team picked up Melo over the summer either. Fortunately for Melo, the Blazers got off to a really bad start after they suffered injuries to key role players like Yusuf Nurkic and Zach Collins. The Blazers picked up Melo, and he played well enough to potentially revive his career. Now, to me, it was ridiculous that Melo went all that time without getting a contract, especially when bums like Dragon Bender were getting signed. And of course, you had haters like Max Kellerman of ESPN spewing BS like this.
Should any team want Carmelo Anthony, especially the Knicks?
Absolutely. There are teams in China who should want.
Oh my God! You're so wrong
I'm not clowning Carmelo. I was asked this a couple years ago. Yeah. Where should Carmelo play? Go be the best player in the history of China.
Well, that clip from ESPN really aged horribly. Melo made haters like Kellerman totally eat their words because he proved on the Blazers that he was easily an above-average NBA player. On the season, Melo averaged 15 points and 6 rebounds a game. His peak came when he earned the Player of the Week award in December. That week, Melo averaged 22 points, 7 rebounds a game on 57% shooting from the field while leading Portland to a 3-0 week. It was pretty clear this season that Melo was still a veteran with a lot left in the tank. Now, not too long ago, it was reported that the Knicks have interest in bringing back Melo. Now, this makes sense since Leon Rose is the new president of basketball operations, and he did serve as Melo's agent for years. So there clearly are some ties. So, what should Melo do this offseason? Should he go back to the Knicks, or should he re-sign with the Blazers? Personally, I think Melo should re-sign with the Blazers, and I'm going to explain why in this video. Before we get started, if you like videos like this, I got plenty more on the channel, so check them out. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs before July, and your support is really appreciated. So, besides for the history between Leon Rose and Carmelo, why would the Knicks bring Melo back? Does he even make sense on this team? Well, believe it or not, there are some areas that Melo can't address the weaknesses on this team. One thing that the Knicks desperately need is shooting. The Knicks were one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the NBA, and it's already been reported that the Knicks are looking for a forward who can hit a shot. While Julius Randle is statistically impressive, his lack of shooting really hurts the Knicks' spacing. According to NBA.com, Melo shot 38% on catch-and-shoot three-pointers this season. Melo's ability to knock down the open three ball at a high rate can help space the floor and create driving lanes for slashers like RJ Barrett. Along with being a knockdown shooter, Melo also is someone who's a good scoring threat. Now, he's not the efficient scorer that he once was, but Melo is still someone that can go up for 25 points on any given night. But while Melo can still score, he's fairly inconsistent at this stage of his career. He just doesn't have it in him anymore to dominate on any given night like he once did. While he can't score 25 for you, he's also just as likely to finish with 10 points on a poor shooting percentage. Along with being a stretch four and scoring option for this team, Melo can also provide mentorship to the Knicks' young players. Kevin Knox in particular is someone who I think could benefit the most from Melo. Being that Knox has similar size to Melo at 6'9", I think that Melo could teach Knox some offensive moves in practice. While Knox is very athletic, his offensive game is very unpolished, and it's one of the reasons why he really struggled with his shooting this year. Knox simply just isn't someone you can give the ball to in isolation and ask him to create a shot for himself or for others. Melo can teach Knox a lot of his moves, such as his jab step jumper, or his pump fake. Melo can be a great mentor. I really think that he doesn't get enough credit for how he helped to develop Porzingis' game. KP played the first 2 years of his career with Melo and definitely learned a lot from him along the way. It's one of the reasons why he was able to develop into an all-star. If the Knicks were to bring Melo back, I really think that he could take Kevin Knox under his wing and help Kevin Knox to develop into the all-star that he was drafted to be. Now, while Melo could certainly fill a mentorship role for the Knicks, while also giving them solid minutes, I don't think it's the best decision for him. While a Knicks Melo reunion would be cute, Melo is still a productive player, and most importantly, he's ringless. Instead of continuing to miss the playoffs with the Knicks, Melo should be looking to compete and potentially help a team win a championship, which would add to his legacy. Melo's season with the Blazers isn't even finished. The Blazers do have a chance to sneak into the playoffs. Now, while they will probably get crushed by the Lakers in the first round in 4 or 5 games, making the playoffs after a horrific start for Portland is important. Next season, if the Blazers can go into the year healthy, they could be one of the better teams in the West. Nurkic, when healthy, is one of the best centers in the league, and Zach Collins was an emerging player for Portland before he got hurt. While Melo still puts up numbers, I think the ideal role for him in today's league is a 6-man off the bench. Melo would easily cook second-unit defenders and be a huge spark plug off the bench if he embraced that role. Now, even when fully healthy, the Blazers are still a long shot for winning a championship, but there's always a chance. So all in all, I believe Melo should re-sign with Portland on a 2-year deal. I'd rather see Melo compete for a ring in Portland than waste the last few productive years of his career on the Knicks. Melo already wasted his prime on the Knicks. I do think that it would be cool if Melo came back at the age of 39 and played his final season here though. With that said, thanks for watching. Do you think Melo should return to the Knicks? And should the Knicks even be interested in bringing back Melo? Or should Melo return to the Blazers? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and thanks for watching.